Am I on camera good? I got any boogers?
Well, that's recorded, so have fun
Right
with
on.
that. All right, guys. In 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so I just got to know. What has been the craziest thing that you've seen from a security standpoint in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Man, there's one.
No, wait. Okay, stop. You're going to tell me something really good.
Oh,
So-
it's a good one.
So first of all, everybody, this is Anthony Ray with, it's Phantom Solutions OR. Tell me what the OR means.
Oregon.
Oregon. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why we connected on the Oregon thing.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Phantom Solutions OR, which is a security company, but you have a personal name for it. So you offer a diverse range of like security services. What would you call your business from your words?
We are a personal security firm. For those who want to be a jerk about it, we're a company of bodyguards. I hate the word. I hate the term. Just because we offer a very broad range of security. So you can be anywhere from plain clothes, suit and tie, to a uniform security person. But we're not, I don't think I've ever looked at a contract from like a Walmart or a Kmart or something of that. I don't want to be in the mall.
Right.
We cover a lot of high-end businesses. If it's uniform type stuff, you got to sign in and out. But personal security is really what we are.
Okay. And I read a review on your site that essentially said, we have never felt more safe and protected in our entire lives. I bet that makes you smile.
It does. It does. To know that people feel that way and that they value what you do. They not only value themselves, but they value the people who let them be themselves. And
Right.
that's kind of a big thing for me is you can be an A-list, a B-list, a C-list, but if you don't value who you are and the people who allow you to be who you are, whether you're a
Right.
musician or a sports figure or a political figure, whatever it is, then it's kind of for naught,
All right. So let's back up.
Sure.
We met. I feel like I kind of hit it off with you. Your energy was super positive, and we got to talking and got into some stories, which ultimately landed us here. And you're on the Vegas podcast. We're in Las Vegas. You're based out of Las Vegas with a security firm. And in some of the stories that you were telling me, you blew my mind. So let's first start with who you are. Like, who is Anthony? Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Tell me a little bit about your childhood.
I'm Anthony. I grew up in Oregon, born and raised, Oregonian. Pretty rough childhood. I was in foster homes. I was in and out of trouble constantly. I never did crazy things. I didn't steal. I didn't do drugs. I didn't, join a gang. I didn't do any of that. My biggest thing in Oregon was, from I would say junior high on would be fighting skinheads.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yes, yeah. And in Oregon, the way it works is when and we're talking 87, 88, 89, 90, 91.
Right.
I graduated Tigard High School in 91. So,
Okay.
Those times were pretty hot times, and we were in a very diverse, beautiful place.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, no matter how bad I paint the picture, I had probably the greatest teenage times of my life in downtown Portland. We'd cruise Broadway, while listening to Posse on Broadway with our hammer pants on and our Gumby haircuts.
Crisscross.
I did all the things.
Right.
I did all the things, we had the most underage dance clubs and that we would just be at. Your parents would take you to and leave you there.
Yeah.
It was a different time, and it was
But
great.
you were fist fighting at this time, like, right? It was a young child.
Constantly.
And it was fist fighting.
At that time frame, skinheads in downtown Portland was huge.
Yeah.
And it seemed to dominate downtown Portland. And you knew that if you were a person of color, you didn't walk downtown Portland by yourself. So you took your whole crew with you.
Right.
But you also knew you were fighting for sure.
I appreciate you sharing that, actually, because authenticity rules, and it kind of paints a picture to what you do today and why you do what you do, and ultimately for me, really probably prepared you, right? And the situational awareness you must have to have in what you do.
Oh, your head was on a swivel all the time.
And as a child,
Yeah.
it was that as well. So I think
Yes.
that kind of rolls into what you do, and that's why I find that very, very intriguing, and where we land where we're supposed to be because of our life path.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more. We're in a little trouble, nothing major, and then just high school.
it was growing major. If it wasn't for one judge in particular, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him, so I'm going to leave him nameless, but you know, he knows who he is. And this is a guy that I would see when I tell you I'd go to jail. I was going 3 and 4 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Oregon would OR you. So, and they had this little trick. I lived 10 miles out of out of Portland in Tigard.
Okay.
The last bus from downtown would leave at 1:30, and these people would let you out at 1:35. Like, you literally would see the tail lights. They don't start again until 6. So you're just stuck downtown because you're not calling your parents, right? So
Right. Well, not in those years.
Right. So you're just stuck downtown, you know, with a clear bag with your shoelaces and your personal belongings in it. And that was the deal.
Get out of here.
And 9 out of 10, I was the guy that would get out and go back and finish what I started.
And so you kept coming back and forth to this judge.
Constantly.
So what did he do to you?
He, you learn a lot when you do this. And there's a grid that no matter if it's misdemeanor or felony, whatever, you work your way up this grid.
Okay.
So, my little overnights, my little 4 hours turned into overnights. My overnights would turn into, and my problem was I wouldn't go to court. So you would OR me, and they say, do you promise or, show up for your court date, whatever.
Right.
And whatever you say, and I'm out.
Right.
Until I fight again, and then they would bring me back.
Right.
And I'd never gone to my court. So imagine doing this in about 4 or 5 different counties within Oregon. So every time I would get arrested, then it would take me a month just because I'd have to at least show up on the chain.
Yeah, they have to move you around.
And then they kick you out in the last one.
Wow.
So in towns that I'm not even from, I just happen to get in a fight there.
Yeah.
And then I got to find my way back to Portland.
Wow. So you fight your way literally through high school.
Yes.
What happens? What does this judge say, and where does it go from there?
The very last time I saw this particular judge, I was in Washington County, and he made it very clear to me, because I'd always been kind of a little smart alecky type guy, and he made it very clear to me that if he saw me, one more time, we were going to be friends for a very long time. And I did something before that conversation happened. My foster mom would always, I'd graduate high school, and I wasn't doing much with my life. I wasn't, I was making bad decisions fighting wise, but I wasn't the college type kid. I wasn't the, I just did my thing. Or as I would put it back then, I'm just walking the earth like Cain. A lot of people aren't old enough to know that reference, but but I had started my ASVAB for the Navy, just to kind of shut my mom up.
Right.
Here you go. Now leave me alone. I'm gonna keep walking the earth. Well, I didn't know that they make that stuff public records.
Okay.
So I get in a fight again, and I go back and see this judge,
Okay.
and he says, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna give you 90 days." I'd never had 90 days sentence in my life.
A day was okay.
I go, hold on a minute. I'm getting kind of weak, and now I'm calling him by his first name. Hey. I thought we were friends. Come on, bring it in, And he's like, no. He goes, you don't understand. I'm going to give you 90 days to finish your ASVAB.
Okay.
And so I pulled my best friend, Corey, with me. I was just supposed to go to the recruiting office and do my thing. And I pulled my friend Corey with me, and Corey, who had never done a thing in his life, ever. Never been in a courtroom except with me. Okay. Never, nothing. Zero, nothing. Probably to this day, Corey's never done anything. And so I talked him into taking the test. I'll put it like this. We never left the office. We went home long enough to pack an overnight bag because we were supposed to fly out to take the part 2 of the exam. Yeah. And that was it. They said, bring 1 pants, one underwear, 1 socks, 1 shirt. You're coming back tomorrow. Okay. We never came back.
Really?
We took the second part of the test. We were on a plane and then a bus, and then we were in Coronado.
That was a different time when that was actually an option. Do they still have that today?
No. We caught it at the last year.
Got it.
The very last year. 1991. That was it.
Got it. It was like trouble or military.
Yep.
Maybe they'll bring it back.
I wish they would.
Sounds like it worked for you.
I think if it was up to me, I'm not saying that I would go as far as What did they do back in the day? They used to just take you. What was it? Draft. Thank you. Yeah. So I don't think we should be drafting people, but I do believe that for that handful of kids that are getting out of high school, I think it should be mandatory. If you don't have a scholarship to go to college or something of that nature, it should be mandatory that you at least go to boot camp. Because I promise you, by the time you get out of boot camp, you will have made up your mind.
Right.
You're either going to go into the military or you're going to go to school. And I bet you a lot more people are going to start going back to school.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you, and I think that I find that funny. And there's a correlation that I didn't put together that I think is important here, and some people will get it, is you had a judge in Oregon that essentially saved your life by giving you some opportunity.
100%.
Okay. I also had a judge in Oregon that saved my life and gave me an opportunity to change it.
Here.
So we'll go into that another time, but
Yeah.
I didn't connect. I have goosebumps all over the place. So I don't know what it is with Oregon judges, but there's something special going on up there.
The few select, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that was a different time too. Keep this in mind. It's always important to keep this in mind. Now the judges own the jails.
Got it.
They didn't back then.
Okay.
That was a whole different. Everything was, we still owned our currency. We still owned.
Yeah.
We had say. We no longer have say when it comes to county jails. Judges own these. They're private jails. When they became private, it became a different world.
Yeah. Got it. All right. So off to the military. How long did you serve?
22 years.
Number one, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Number two, talk to me a little bit about the service days. What did it teach you?
Humility.
Good one.
100% humility. I already came with manners. I was born in 72, so we came with the yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But it taught me teamwork.
Okay.
Dependability.
Good.
Depending on others. I hadn't had much of that.
Wow. That's unique.
Trust. Things like that had been ripped from me. So me trusting humans, if I'm out there fighting skinheads every single day, you can rest assured I didn't trust many people.
Right.
So, a lot of things were ripped from me as a child. So it kind of brought it all back.
And to relearn.
And it's just imagine rebooting your computer.
Yeah.
That's what I received. It was a reboot.
A reboot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you get out of the military. You go into what?
I'm still in the military. Corey doesn't stay as long as I did. Corey's out in about 15 years. And thank you, Corey, for his service. And I'm still sorry.
That's great. I have no idea what the reference is, but it's awesome.
He brings it up all the time. He swears I've ruined his life. And he's doing the one thing that he loves the most right now to this day. But Corey moves right here to Las Vegas.
Okay.
And Corey starts this little security firm. And, he keeps calling me, going, hey, you should get into this. You should get into this. And I keep telling him, absolutely not. I don't believe in babysitting adults. Like, no, dude, and I'm really not putting a lot of thought into it. I'm not really interested. And the one thing about me is when I'm not interested in something, there's a wall, immediate wall. But Corey and I did this thing where we invested in a condo. And so we have this condo on, I think it was Sahara and Jones. And at that time, that's pretty much where Sahara ended.
Circa what year was this?
This is like 96, 97, 95-ish, 96.
So you've been in Vegas for a while. All right.
So yeah. And that's when we got the condo. So fast forward now, Corey starts this little business, and we used to ride our bikes from Diego to Vegas, all the time. And I happened to be in town, always had suits and ties.
Okay.
And I'm ready to just, tear Vegas a new one for 3 days and get out of here, right? That's what you do, right?
Yeah.
And
you can adjust that mic too if you want, if it's uncomfortable for you.
Oh, no. It's
okay,
good. I'm always afraid that it's too low.
Don't be afraid to play with the mic. It's good.
But so he my phone rings, my hardline phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we didn't, and I pick it up, and he's like, "Hey, listen, I'm a guy short, and I could really use your help. Put a suit and tie on and meet me at the MGM." And I said, I'm pretty sure I said a few disasterly type words, and then I hung up on him. Probably 30 seconds later, he calls me back and he says, "I'll give you $1,000 to show up."
What time
And
you
I
want me
said,
there?
"No, well, I told him next time start with that.
Right.
Don't ask me for things. Just tell me, hey, I have $1,000 for you. I am on the way."
Right.
And so I get to the MGM and I was hooked immediately, and I got right into security. And I was with that particular party for the first year and a half of my security career.
Got it. So how many years total in security now?
I'm working on about 16.
16. Okay. So I'm assuming you're with Corey for a while. I'm assuming you maybe work for some other people, or is it there directly to your own thing?
No, it's there directly to my own thing. Only because that relationship with Corey, I've known Corey my entire life.
Right.
Our parents knew each other, that type of thing. Corey moves.
Yeah.
Corey moves to Florida.
Okay.
His wife is kind of a big deal in her profession.
Right.
And when you do security, you can pretty much live anywhere. Just show up for the job. And that's the deal.
So you stay here.
Yeah, I stay here. I'm here now. I'm a Las Vegan.
Any way you want.
Right.
And so he's kind of a mentor to you.
He's very much a mentor to me.
It's kind of like bird leaving the nest, and it's time for you to spread your wings.
I give him a phone call, and I say, "Hey, I think I'm ready to do this on my own." And I said, I do want to switch it up a little bit. I want to make some adjustments.
Yeah.
I said, but I think I'm ready. And he goes, "I'll tell you what, buddy. You pick 3 clients that you've been protecting that want to keep you."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh."
Right.
And I didn't know I didn't know what that meant at the time. And I thought, well, all I need is 3 clients that I've been protecting, not a big deal. And that's when I found out it was a really big deal.
Got it.
So 3 people kept me. It took me a year and a half to get those 3 clients.
So a year and a half to get 3 clients in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And why is it a big deal? Why is it such a big deal?
Because when you work with a firm that's already established, they've already done all of their background check on that firm.
Got it.
That firm will now do background checks on me personally.
Right.
And,
1,000 other people.
Yeah. And so you got to dot your I's, just like for the vehicles. You can't have any less than $1 million coverage on each and every vehicle.
Right.
These people aren't handing you their billion-dollar client and going, "Oh, I trust our client with you just because you're a good guy or you've worked with them before." They were worse than the government.
Right.
And they look into every aspect of what you're doing with their client.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you spread your wings, you go out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up 3 clients.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're potentially probably somebody's.
2 of
would
them were
assume.
A-listers, and one of them has been an A-lister since the 60s.
Got it. So fun, number one, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's go back before we get into any of that.
Mm-hmm.
As a security professional in Las Vegas, my job is to promote Las Vegas. I enjoy promoting Las Vegas, bringing people to Las Vegas. I believe Vegas is extremely safe, so I'm very afraid to even ask you this question because I know it's Vegas. A lot goes on here, but overall, our metro team and the city, they do a heck of a job here. But I do want to hear from you as we started this. What is one of the craziest things or one of the most unique things you've seen in security at some level in this town that just baffles you to this day? And if you can't say it, don't.
No, I can. We had a video shoot. So when things happen in Vegas, as far as video shoots and this type of thing, people don't understand that the time frame isn't what you think it is. It looks dark outside, like the strip is popping, and here's your musician going down Las Vegas Boulevard, and everything's great. No, it's what they don't know is everything is blocked off 100%. It's 3:00 in the morning, and all those people are extras that we probably gave $10 to.
And vetted in some fashion.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
All right.
yeah. Nobody's getting super close. So we're on the strip. It's 3:30 in the morning. I've been with this particular client for about 10 years, 15 years. We were at the Bellagio. We're in the fountain.
Okay.
We're riding Sea-Doos in the fountain. Okay. The water's extremely cold. It is cold.
Really?
It's not summertime.
The Bellagio water fountains are cold.
Oh,
Never
my
would have thought
gosh.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, but we're out there, and the Bellagio's already kind of uptight because, you know, we're in the fountains, and you know how they feel about that.
Right.
And here comes probably 6 people, and they look like, you've seen the fountains go off, so you know the
Yes.
cannon, the water cannons when they shoot up. Well, they look like the heads of the water cannons, and they're just floating down. And they're just kind of like bobbers. Turns out 6 people had jumped into the water because they caught on from the hotel next door
To who was on the Sea-Doo?
to who was on the Sea-Doo. Yeah.
Get out of here.
And so here we are with nets fishing people out of the Bellagio. Come here, you know. Metro waiting for them. Click, and off you go, you know. But
That's a good one.
that was intense. I was like, you're kidding me, right? Like, and they're just there. Yeah, we're going to be in the video. No, you're not being anywhere. I can't fathom.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, you said you were gonna give me a good one. All right, I want another one now too. So I don't think people realize, and it's probably more so in Las Vegas than some cities, if a celebrity is in town or somebody of an A-list wants to go out and do something, there's a process to this
Oh,
that I
yes.
had no idea.
Yeah.
Can you kind of give me what that process looks like about? Hey, I want to go buy something.
Yeah, I can give you. Matter of fact, I had a client that wanted to go to McDonald's.
Okay.
And it's never, you know, hey, I want to go right now. Because if that's the case, then we're not walking in. We can go through the drive-through, or we can send, you know, somebody. Not a problem. This particular person wanted to go to McDonald's.
Okay.
Look at the menu, order, smell it, feel it, taste it. So I got to call, first of all, I got to call the label.
Right.
And I got to say, listen, you know, Mr. So-and-so wants to go to McDonald's, this particular McDonald's right here. And they say they'll usually respond with, okay, go speak to management there and find out what their 1 hour total is, because we have to pay for what they lost in revenue for us to be there to get our $100 worth of McDonald's.
Right.
But we got to lock it down for an hour.
Okay.
So I'll have that conversation. They'll come up with a number. They're super excited because of who we're bringing to their franchise.
Right.
But then we got to background check everybody who works there, find out who's going to be there that very day, lock the whole place down. You're signing NDAs. We're taking phones. Yeah, it's pretty tense.
Really?
It's,
I
well,
think
then,
you said even to a point where you could watch them make the food.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow, because they know it's coming. So I think that's very important to fans and or to celebrities, right? Having that human experience of just being able to go enjoy something, there is a price, and everybody's gonna be like, "Woe is me, you're a celebrity, you have to deal with stuff." But there's like a price to like just being a person on the planet. Say you just want to go do something, and that's an entire process.
Imagine going out to dinner with just you and
Yeah.
your family,
Yeah.
and you're at a beautiful setting, and I am sitting within 3 feet of you,
At all
and
times.
8 of me are sitting within 3 feet of you all around.
Wow.
The whole parking lot is being looked at. We're looking at who's coming in, who's going out. We've gone through the process already, so we know who's working. We
Right.
know who's the management. We have a car in the back. We have a car in the front, and I'm hearing all of your family's
Yeah.
conversation. Imagine that. So imagine at your dinner table, I'm hearing that as well.
That's why it's so difficult, and it took you a year and a half to get a client. Is there is a trust there that is unbreakable?
100%.
Got it.
It's
see that.
it's a relationship that is built with clients, and in my personal opinion, should always be built with clients. You're married. You're married. If I am protecting you, I know everything about you. I know your blood type, what you're allergic to, who your great aunt is, who's still alive. She's 98 on a respirator. I know who your cousins are. I know who you travel with, who you don't travel with. I know what you drive. I could probably tell you what level your fuel tank is. I know everything about you. Imagine that.
Well, right now, I feel extremely safe, and I have nothing to be afraid of.
It's just I know your habits. I know the way we walk together. We actually developed. I just had a client in Oregon, and we developed a very unique marriage, as we do with every client. But it's a dance kind of, where you stop looking over your shoulder because you know I'm there, and there are things that happen for those who've never had security before. or that type of thing, it's a long process before we even are seen in public together, because I have to know everything about you. I like to know how
Right.
you walk, how you do things, are you susceptible to talking to people? Do you like touching people? Do you like people touching you? Will you sign things? Do you like pictures? These are all things, do you like not to be bothered whatsoever, ever? These are things that we have to know. So, because you could say one thing and then go, well, he's okay though. Well, no. Because once we've set it up and we're in public, we don't have room for that error, that little one misstep, and things could go south so fast.
That blows my mind. Not only does it blow my mind, but it just reminded me of something else you said to me, which is one of the reasons I wanted you here. Is we were having a conversation about your childhood and about race and ethnicity, and you made a comment. You said something that really piqued my interest and made me really like you that much more. And you said, when I'm protecting somebody, it doesn't matter anything. I don't.
Yeah.
Explain to me what that looks like, because it doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter what you believe in. Like, how does that operate?
Well,
You really have to be a great person to be able to get past all of those, should I say, categories or buckets we put people in, like in life and judgment.
Sure.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Sure. I think first and foremost, you just have to be a good human being. You have to want goodness for not just yourself, but for everyone.
Couldn't agree more.
My job is protecting people. My job is putting myself in harm's way for you. That is my job.
Right.
If you get off task just a little bit by a conversation, what is your political belief?
Right.
What race are you? What gender are you? None of this matters, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the only thing we care about is that you're alive.
Right.
You see, people are so eager to put you in a box
Yeah.
and judge you right away. I can't tell you how many times, right here in Las Vegas even,
Yeah.
if you live, I don't know, in Henderson, AKA Hendertucky,
Hendertucky, yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
There are still some places that, we're in such a fickle time right now.
Yeah.
And it is very, we're more divided now than I think I've ever seen. I was better off fighting skinheads. I'm not going to lie.
Wow,
It was
really?
easier. It was so much easier. You can identify him, see him. Okay, that's your target. Go.
Right.
I'm sure for them it's easy. He's mixed. Get him. So
Yeah. Remember we had that conversation. It's like, you're mixed. What side do you choose when something goes down?
I've had these intelligent conversations before.
I just hope.
I'm like, who do I date?
I just
Now
hope
I
it
just mess
never goes
with
there.
people.
Yeah.
People would be like, hey, you can't go. You can't go this way.
Yeah.
Is it because I'm half white?
Yeah. I think that's why we connected on the human thing so much, right?
I love messing with people to see because they don't know what to do then. They're like, they were ready for the half black. Or is it because I'm black? They're ready for that. You hit them with something off the cuff. Is it because I'm half white? Is my hair just a little too straight? I don't
That's
understand.
awesome. Yeah, you were telling me about your uncle in Oregon, and you were explaining essentially his appearance, if you will, and you had me perplexed. And I was thinking, okay,
Imagine hanging out with all of your cousins.
Yeah.
And you're the only black one.
yeah,
That's it.
and they're all hillbillies in Oregon.
And they're all.
When I say hillbillies, I don't mean
the
necessarily
reddest of
hillbillies,
red.
but- right?
The
rednecks.
reddest of red.
God, I love
Yeah,
it.
loggers.
So you have had just a unique life, and all of it is inspiring to me. Actually, your personality, the way you operate, it just inspires me. Number one, and
Very lucky to be alive.
yeah,
That baffles my mind. I wake up every day now where I just kind of go, I'm of that age. I think when you get past that certain part of life, you just kind of go, how did that happen?
right.
Like, there's too many times I was supposed to not be here. Or,
Right.
every time I look at my kids, I just look at them. They'll be
Yeah.
talking, mom, dad, can I? And I'm just looking at them like, wow.
So I feel safer just knowing you, and we don't even really know
appreciate
each
that.
other yet. But I just want to tell you, I already feel safer. And should I ever need any security whatsoever, I know where I'm going. And I think that's a part about podcasts. Have you ever done a podcast before?
I have not.
I think it's really important that when people actually get to sit down and listen to you speak and get to know you, it sounds like, especially in your business, I would love to hear from you and get to know you before I even thought about calling your company. This kind of a setting and conversation that I've had with you would be the difference between looking at personal security web pages and going, no, I saw this guy once, and I actually listened to him talk.
Do you know?
I want to call him.
Do you know? I'm just happy that people will approach me to talk to me.
Yeah.
Because usually they won't. Do you know I have to sit in front of a mirror to fix my face because this is what people normally see.
Give me your scowl.
So you met me. I'm wearing what? T-shirt.
Yeah, t-shirt, shorts, hanging out,
and a hat.
Yeah.
And I'm riding a scooter.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what you get, right? And people are like, "We're not talking." He looks like he's just ready to, I see they grab their purses, and I'm like, now I'm feeling some sort of way. Like now I kind of need to take the purse, like just to fit the description. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you put me in a spot. I need to take the purse now.
And then you whip out the badge.
I'm
Can I have
pulling,
your purse?
she's pulling, I'm pulling. It's horrifying. But the fact that so I sit literally, that's a very real story. I sit in front of the mirror to know what my face feels like, to smile, to open my eyes more,
Right.
to not let my forehead hang on my nose. You know what I mean? Because I know
Right.
I look intimidating, and I'm 6'4" on top of that, and I just happen to be mixed. So
Right.
I fit all the description. So for people to approach me and say, hey, or even just speak with me, because once you speak to me, that's a whole different. That
Yeah.
dude you saw come
You're
in.
hooked.
Yeah, that dude you saw come in, they're like, he's not that at all.
Right.
Like, I could see now how he could be, but
Yeah.
that guy.
The moment I walked away from our first interaction, I literally ran to the wife and I said, we took a 90-day break on the podcast because
Yeah.
we have some things to set up. And,
Sure.
and I said, he's our first. We're coming back. He's on. So how are we doing on time? It is. Yeah, it was perfect amount of time. So it's the Vegas podcast.
Yeah.
You own a company here in Las Vegas, but you service people you'll do worldwide, right?
Okay, so yes. And what I did actually is I work in Vegas, but I made Oregon my headquarters. That's why it's Phantom Solutions OR LLC.
Got it.
And that way I can branch out. So now I have Washington, Oregon, California. Well, we're starting something new in California as well.
Okay.
But and the way they have it set up is you can manipulate and go
Okay.
around, not manipulate, that's a horrible word. But you can, you can take advantage of
The opportunities that
all
Oregon,
the areas.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So set up in Oregon, but you'll work with anybody, West Coast, East Coast,
Oh,
anywhere.
absolutely.
You'll take a client.
Absolutely.
And you have a little secret, one of your favorite groups. When you a little secret, can you share what one of your favorite groups is? Your little secret. We talked about it a little bit. You got to ride along with them one time, and made you really happy.
I love the Secret Service.
Okay.
I love the Secret Service. Listen, I'm a huge Prince fan. I was a huge Prince fan. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. I went through all the phases. I had the thing. I had the eye hair. I went from Michael to Prince to Hammer. I went through, when I told you I did all the things and went through the phases, I did this, okay? But I had an opportunity to drive, be part of the caravan for Barack Obama.
Okay.
And it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't close or in the car with Mr. Obama. Nothing like that. I was driving the reporters. President travels with their own reporters.
Right.
Every time they get in a plane. Okay. So, but when you drive, you're assigned an agent
Okay.
who was my instant best friend.
You know them for life.
I've known them I know everything about all the cars they drive. I know everything. And so, and I'm not the guy, I've met Prince. I've met a lot
Right.
of people. I'm pretty laid
Right.
back, pretty easygoing. Hey, how you doing? Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Big fan. And then I try to get away from him before I say something even more ridiculous. So it's not that I'm retarded all the way. I just, Secret Service, right? So I'm sitting there.
Fanboying.
I have the reporters in the back, and they're telling me this, telling me that. He gets in the car goes quiet.
Okay.
Okay. So, and he kind of gives it one of these, where he looks back and I'm like, hey, don't I get a badge or something? Like, do I get a pin, like a lapel pin? And he's like, no. He doesn't even look at me. No. And I go, can I have yours? And he's like, no. So he breaks it down for you, though. He says, hey, he says, no matter what they say, stay in this line. Do not veer. And I'm like, yo, this is gonna be the straightest line you ever saw in your life. Like I'm drawing it on my hand, like this straight right here. Like how straight do you want it? Because we'll straighten the hell right out of this.
Okay.
And so, and he's just, you could tell by now, he's like, and so we're driving. We get to our destination. I think we were going to Mandalay Bay. He was there for 35 minutes, and we took him back. And we're driving, and I'm just I have seen the motorcade so many times. Now I'm doing 90 on a Las Vegas, surface street, surrounded by Secret Service and cops. And I'm like, if I die right now, everything is good. I'm done, okay? And I was driving the car, which means they will have to mention Secret Service and my name in the same sentence. So, but
all right, I asked that, and I love that story, and I have to put it out there because I believe in the world and manifest destiny. And I believe that if you put out there what you want, it will find you, right?
Oh man,
what
this guy wishes he never
find
found me ever. I swear.
But he might one day.
No,
he might come back.
I don't want him to. He's slightly more experienced than me, so I'm good. Just
so we're gonna put that out there because now I see you in the Secret Service someday.
I'm sure he still tells the stories about this kid in Vegas. Wouldn't shut up. I'm like, can I see your gun? He's like, no, you can't see my gun. I'm like, you want to see mine? He's like, no, I don't want. What is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't. Can we hold hands or something?
Anthony, Anthony, we got to keep this short enough because I want people to watch it. So we're going to stop it. But you're coming back.
That's awesome.
Can you agree to come back?
I love this, I really appreciate it.
Is there anything you would love to tell the world or the camera about your business or how to reach out to you? And I'll make sure to put it online.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all you have to do is Google Phantom Solutions. Okay. You Google phantomsolutionsinc.com, take you right to the website. But if you Google Phantom Solutions, I'm on all social media. I'm everywhere, online anyway.
Right.
But yeah, we've been around for a while, and we're doing amazing, innovative things. And we always try to stay ahead of everyone else, as far as our vehicles go, as far as, how we do things, how we handle things, how we train. Yeah. So,
well, I'm hiring you just for your personality, and if you're good at everything else, which you must be with your clients, you're going to be hired. Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you. She's